Garrett will come in here and commentate with that helmet on his head, which is always hilarious for all those involved. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, well, that's going to be somewhat confusing for you. So let's move on from that discussion to round 4. Welcome back to the Gatecrash Prerelease here on the Sunday at Lost Legion Games and Comics in South Charleston, West Virginia. 28 people battling it out for pride and prize packs. This is round 4 of 5. No cut to top 8, just awarding prizes based on record at the end of the event. In the round 4 matchup we have for you on the left, David Shaffer. Don't get to see him that much at the shop locally. Always comes for pre-releases and occasionally for F&M. He has kind of a considerable drive to come in. He is playing Orzhov, and his opponent is Jonathan Wright, who is playing what I've started to call the Borzhov deck, which is half Boros, half Orzhov. It is very good. Jonathan's deck he came in earlier in the evening, and we early in the broadcast, I should say, as it's not quite evening. But he came in earlier, and we took a look at his actual deck, and it is pretty ridiculous in terms of the quality of the pool that he had open. So should be pretty interesting matchup here, as we see. I believe David's deck is splashing blue. He's playing Esper of some sort, and then Jonathan playing the Oros Shard. So for those of you who have been watching since the start, we appreciate your dedication. For any of you who are watching for the first time, thanks for checking us out. With our first streaming ever of a pre-release event, we normally do our weekly Friday Night Magic broadcast, so make sure to follow us on Twitch by clicking the follow button above and to the left. Every week we have standard F&M, though this week we are having Gatecrash drafts, so booster draft events, at least 2 of them, where you get to see someone's picks and then get to see the 3 rounds from that pod. So should be very interesting. Now on to the game. Jonathan winning the die roll, so to speak, with a turn 2 1-2 bat with Extort. David answering with a Syndic of Ties, which is a 2-2 with Extort. And I apologize again for not knowing the names of all these cards necessarily, but I do, for the most part, know what they do at this point. I will remember to start the round clock, as I have forgotten most of the time today. We see Orzhov Charm take out the Syndic. He's only going to activate the Extort on his guy and then pound in, so knocking David to 18 in total, and himself to 19, as he does have to pay the life on the creature kill. Orzhov Charm, very, very strong charm. We see this guy come down, I'm not sure what he's called either, but when another white creature comes into play, I believe you get to tap down a creature. I will confirm on that, guy, as I just happen to have my white spoiler up. Yeah, it's a 2-2, that when another white creature comes into play, you can tap down a creature. And we see the Orzhov Keyrune from Jonathan. So on color Keyrune, not enough mana to pay for Extort. So on 3, David taps out for, on turn 4 I should say, David taps 3 planes for, again, a guy, I don't know his name, but he is 3/3 that you can pay to give first strike, and he behaves like a Spite Mare. When damage is dealt to him, he deals damage to target player creature equal to that damage. Pretty good guy to have. His name is Boros Reckoner, and he is a 3-drop in hybrid Boros mana. Jonathan thinking here, as we are tied at 17, and I have neglected my life total duties. So we're seeing, is it Beacon Apparition? Is that what that card's called? I'm not sure, but basically it exiles the 1-cost instant. Exile a card from a graveyard and make a 1/1 Flying Spirit. So a decent value card. You're not really in this format interacting too much with the graveyard per se in terms of rebuying cards, but still makes a 1/1 evasive creature at instant speed, so a good combat trick. As it looks like my life tracking device is starting to go the way of the buffalo. There's only so much battery life in that little iPod. So, going to activate the key rune and block. He's going to gain 1 life and then take 4, so 3 in total, as the key rune does have lifelink. So Jonathan struggling a little bit here to come up with some action. Again, I apologize for the glare. And I have no idea what that card he just played is. Creature enchantment. White creature enchantment. That's not murder investigation, is it? I think that costs more. That is Guiltscorn Ward. Enchanted creature has protection from multicolor. That seems pretty narrow, but he might be short on playables. And we see what I believe is the Orzhov Guildmage. Obviously that's not what it's called, but it is the Orzhov Colored Guildmage, paying for Extort. So that will give him the ability to give his creatures lifelink, as well as to his second trigger. Whenever his opponent would, whenever he would gain life this turn, his opponent loses that much life. So Jonathan decides there are no favorable attacks for him, so he just passes the turn back. So a Boros Reckoner, a 1/1 Spirit, and the 2/2 guy that taps a creature down whenever another white creature comes into place with protection from multicolored. For David, he's going to serve in with the 3/3. Jonathan obviously can't activate his key rune to block because the ability on the Reckoner would allow him to trade with the key rune. So we do an extra 1 point of damage. There Jonathan finds red, so his splash color. So he now has access to any of the Boros cards that are in his hand. So let's see if he's got anything going on. As the RPG players in the next room over seem to be remodeling in there or something. It's incredibly loud. So he's going to serve in with the Bat and the Guildmage, and then before damage he's going to destroy target blocked creature, correctly playing Smite correctly, which it does read target blocked creature, so you can only smite an attacking creature. It is not the other way around. Still going to take 2 from... the Guildmage, and then a Merciless Eviction, choosing mode creatures. It's going to clear the board, leaving Jonathan with a key rune in play, and David with nothing on board except the 4 lands. There's a Pentad Prism, which has drawn him a swamp, and I think he played an extra land that turn. I'm not sure if he did or not. But Merciless Eviction, obviously super good. So there we see Fire Main Avenger. Lightning Helix on a stick is what the kids would call that. That will threaten to close this game out pretty quickly if Jonathan can come up with one more creature so that he can activate Battalion. So we see him tap out for the cat that can gain life. Don't know what it is. It has a Z in it. Doesn't really matter. I believe it's a 2/2 that can pay 2 and gain 2 life if you tap it. Pretty relevant in the aggro mirror. I think it's 2/2. If it's 2/3, it's a lot better. It is in fact a 2/3, so it can block and then you can gain life. So it should be actually pretty relevant. I don't think I gave that card as much credit as I should have earlier. David, 2 cards in hand, basically playing off the top of the deck. He did get kind of wrecked by Merciless Eviction, but whether it's limited or constructed, sweepers are extremely potent. So we see 4 coming down. It's the Black Syndicate, I think. It's a 3/2 with Extort. Four mana, going to Ghastly Spectacle on the Fire Main Avenger. It looks like Jonathan has some tricks. Boros Charm, choosing all of his permanents are indestructible. And that's kind of a blowout. So the last gasp from David's deck with the Ghastly Demise, or Ghastly Spectacle I should say, gets countered by a Boros Charm. Boros Charm, very strong. Obviously going to see a lot of play in Standard. Flame Javelin, Double Strike, or your stuff is indestructible. So Jonathan will be able to attack this turn with Battalion. Get in for 7 and Helix. Uh-oh, and here we see the Mind Control on the Battle Main, or the Fire Main Avenger. So Jonathan can discard 2 to get that card back. Mind Control's very good, obviously in any format. So good that they took him out at the uncommon level in the core set, and this one costs 4. Of course, it's not temporary, but should you discard 2 cards to destroy the enchantment, you end up basically, it's a 4 for 1. They get to draw 2 cards, you are down 2 cards, and all you do is get your creature back. Then we see Assemble the Legion. This gets a counter every turn. And then you get a 1/1 haste guy. We're getting some comments in the chat as far as the mill that should have gone off on Grisly Spectacle. I guess that is a true point because the spell was not actually countered. It was just indestructible. So he was supposed to mill 3. So they did miss that, but that is of course it's too far at this point to go back and correct it. Also remember, we are playing at a pre-release, and these are cards that most of these players have only played with for the first time. And mistakes do happen.
I don't know what else is in here.
Did you win already, Ian?
Game 1, turn 4 win. Game 2, about turn 6.
Your deck is pretty nutty. So I'm joined by Yin Sang, who is rocking some sweet
Borzhov.
You're just straight Boros, right?
Yeah.
Johnson's on Borzhov. I guess it's technically Borzhov, but Borzhov is better.
Borzhov, yeah.
So
Orzhov Splash Blue. call that Esper. But
I don't know, but Esper doesn't imply... Like, there's a difference between Esper and, like, heavily one versus the other, yeah. He opened an Orzhov pack and has a... Are you opening that?
yeah.
I want to know what
Probably another craft rare.
the High Priest guy?
Yeah.
So...
Still didn't get a Borzhov.
So here's the game at hand. We have a... Well, when you came in, I kind of got confused and missed something here. We've had at least one rules violation here, so the chat is a little bit upset about it. To be fair, it was very narrow and involved milling, but it was technically correct. I understand that too. I think it's very difficult to judge intent because some people make corrections because they want you to know that they are better than you at this game. But other people make corrections, they're just trying to point it out. And so having dealt with a lot of the former in my previous stream experiences, I'm kind of quick to judge, so I apologize for that. But again, it is very difficult to kind of keep up with all of this, as I am unfamiliar with the cards to a certain degree as well. So activating the key rune and attacking with the 3 hasty soldiers from Assemble the Legion. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to gain 1 off the lifelink. This game, David was in, even before you got in here, David was in a pretty good spot up until the point where Jonathan cleared the board with Merciless Eviction.
Ooh.
See another Beacon Apparition. Also, there was an interesting play where Boar's Charm basically negated Grizzly Spectacle, and that was pretty much a blowout on a Firemain Avenger. But then he stole it with the Mind Control. What's the Mind Control called?
The Soul thing? Wait.
The Control Magic effect.
The 4 mana cost.
Yes.
Soul Ransom.
Soul Ransom. So he stole his Firemain Avenger, and Jonathan's just chosen to deal with it. I guess at this point you could end of turn, discard your 2 cards, get it back, right?
Yeah.
But he's not doing that.
Might just be waiting until...
So now he's going to get 4 dudes from the Assemble the Legion. Or 3 dudes, I should say, from Assemble the Legion.
I would probably do that at this point.
Well, I would have done it at the end of his turn so that I could attack with it. Because wouldn't you just kill him?
You're guaranteed to have the battalion effect with all these Assemble the Legion soldiers.
Mm-hmm. Are we debating some kind of... I'm not sure exactly how that finished out there, but either he was dead on board, or they had missed some kind of life trigger. Not sure, but it was very difficult in that instance to imagine a scenario in which David was going to be able to come back. Because even though Jonathan did not discard his 2 cards at the end of David's turn to get his Angel back, he was not going to be able to attack with it, obviously. Mm-hmm. Oh, also, David played 2 lands in one turn, which I thought I noticed, but I don't know what people don't understand, and what I've talked about before is these get, to be perfectly honest, David's more of a casual player,
right?
And he was very hesitant to play on camera, but the problem is that there's people who just flat out refuse today, and most of the people we've already seen on camera multiple times. So David was very kind enough to agree to play on camera so that we could have this match. And it's very difficult to go out multiple times in the game and be like, hey, you did this wrong, or did you do this or do that?
Right.
Also, a lot of times I think something happens and I'll go out there to try and correct it because I'm scared to death of the chat getting mad. And then they're like, no, you saw that wrong. We did it actually correct. And I'm like, oh, I'm an idiot. So.
Yeah. Well, especially with someone that's more casual, I do not mind if they mess up. I know the chat will go crazy whenever something happens. Yeah. However, when you're actually playing a game and you're not used to playing Magic all that much to begin with, mm-hmm. and then you're playing on camera, which just totally screws some people over.
I don't think people understand how... again, obviously for you, it's no big deal. You did play winning in feature match of Star City Games Open in Columbus. So you're pretty much
And that was really scary. It was just it was not just one camera that's looking down at the cards. It's one camera looking down at the cards, one camera looking straight at you.
It's a 3-camera shoot, yeah. And also you had one of your worst matchups.
Yeah, that was just terrible.
Yin piloting his homebrew gen control list.
I did go back and look at
the humans.
I went back and looked at the stream just to see if the commentators just like totally smashed me for playing terribly. Apparently, I didn't play terribly. Zach, do you sell magic? I'm sure you get that question like every single day.
Not really. There's always this interesting question since we were watching Jonathan resolve Mulligan. So, like I used to be very active in the secondary card market for Magic. I bought a lot, sold a lot, traded a lot, stuff like that. And it's something I've given it up entirely, but I've very much toned down. Yeah. The problem is when I started all of this, my Twitter account was associated with Zach Sells Magic, and I already had like a reasonable amount of followers, so I figured I would start there. So inadvertently, like all of my branding still has that name on it.
Yeah.
And it's way too late at this point to change.
Well, you should just get a Black Lotus and put it up for sale. It's probably never going to sell. It's probably never going to sell, but at least you can say that you're selling magic.
Oh, I still have tons of stuff for sale. I still sell on MOTL and stuff, but like I've actually made like a very conscious effort to not use any of this to try and sell stuff, because I think it would just be like I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, like rude or disingenuous to have like the store be like, hey, the store that I play at, can I use your facilities and your events to further my own benefits? So I'm not worried about it.
That's true.
So back to the game here. So we see the Thrall on turn 1. Was it Devoted Thrall? Is that what it is called? Dutiful Thrall. Followed by the 2/2 guy whose name I keep forgetting that lets you tap if a white creature comes into play.
I have it, but I don't remember.
Jonathan opens up with Corpse something. It's a wall. It's a 1/4 that he can sack a creature to give Death Touch.
Yeah. Seems pretty good at this point in the game. There is some thinking happening. You got a 0 out of 10, by the way.
I know. I'm getting reamed for not selling Magic. Well, I do. If you want to buy anything, got a place at a Trops. I got a Tundra. Tundra's clean too.
Ooh, wow, that's like.
Come in.
Yeah.
Savannah. So. Logan Cutlip. Logan, did you win?
I won in like 8 minutes.
I won, yeah.
What was that card that he just played? That black removal card?
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what all people are trying to build, so, you know.
Do you guys know what this black removal card is that was over here?
The Killing Glare?
Yeah, Killing Glare.
Yeah.
It does
X. Is the X
number of
power?
Power. Yeah. So he uses that to clear out the wall, which is only a 1, so it's pretty easy to cast.
Yeah.
Jonathan's naturally drawn his entire mana base, but has nothing to do with it. End of turn, Beckon Apparition. Is that the name of that card?
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Excel's card from Great.
I actually think that card's fine.
I think it's fine too.
This card's not too bad. It's like Vow Rebirth or whatever. Same thing as.
Vow Rebirth makes it 2/2. I'm a little more excited about that.
Yeah, but this is flying.
Yeah. But it's a combat trick. It's something, you know.
It's a reanimator trick and everything.
Yeah, I was talking too about like whether or not that would see like any like standard play, but I don't think it's better than Purify the Grave and Deathrite Shaman. But like,
well, given how much token hate there is out there, the only thing I would see this being played is in some sort of token deck.
Sure. And we see the Black Syndic come down, which is 3/2 Extort, and that's going to get Orzhov Charmed.
Ouch.
You lose life equal to the toughness of the creature, correct?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
He lost 2, so I assume that was it. Merciless Eviction. No. Treasury Throw. He has a Merciless Eviction.
I know. I've seen it played twice.
And he can't get anything back, right?
No, there's no.
Because indirectly the Beckon Apparition was so good because he got rid of the only thing that he could get back. Because it's just permanents, right? Non-planeswalker permanents, not artifact creature, enchantment, no lands.
No lands, no planeswalkers.
And
Treasury Thrall gets exiled by the exile target creature spell, which looks like Mercadian Lift.
Angelic Edict, I think.
That is what it's called, Angelic Edict.
Let's see.
And it's eviction or no, right? We see the 1/2 Extort Bat. They should just call things like that. Extort Bat. Extort Bear. Extort 2/1 guy.
That's generic names everywhere.
Yeah. So Jonathan here is in a bit. The kid's called Tricky Pickle right here.
Tricky Pickle?
It's not that David has like a ton of pressure. It's just that he has like infinite removal and just like he's playing it like a Boros deck, to be quite honest, just blasting things out of the way and just getting in with the two draws.
Orzhov charmed the.
Yep.
He has a lot of removal. Eviction or no.
Land.
Mountain, just what he needed.
Yeah.
So now he can cast Obliterate.
Well, he's tapping stuff.
He's flicking. He literally can't. Aurelia!
No, it's Aurelia.
That's Aurelia.
No, that's not good enough. He's dead. What's Aurelia's abilities?
It's for flying, haste, trample, whenever she... Vigilance, I'm sorry, not trample. Whenever she attacks, first time this turn, you can untap all your creatures to get an extra combat phase. These guys.
Oh, and then another bat. Wow, if he wins off the back of the... Huh? He
Okay,
attacked twice.
Did he attack twice?
The universal symbol of attacking with vigilance, which is just to push it up and down a couple times.
Yeah.
I always tap it just to indicate that I'm attacking and then I'll untap it.
I always tap mine and then forget that.
Did you know that there's one guy in your deck that has vigilance that you always tap to attack? Did you realize that?
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to tell you at one point, but he never. Yeah.
The white, yeah. He has the pump and the first strike abilities.
What is that? It's a blue card.
Rapid hybridization.
Rapid hybridization, possibly.
Maybe.
No. Can you go ask him what card he just played?
Yeah, they're closer.
What did you just play on Aurelia? What was the spell?
Totally lost.
Oh, I thought you said I read it already. Totally lost.
Totally lost. Which
I do not know what that does.
it has. I just know the art on that one because it's a funny looking guy.
It is like a little.
I just
it's
know
like
that someone
like
on
the
MOTL
doorkeeper
wants
guy.
the original.
I swear it's the guy from
Huh?
the doorkeeper guy.
Let's all look together.
Oh, it's a.
Put target non-land permanent on top of its owner's library. Pretty good at instant speed.
Yeah.
So basically, blow Aurelia out of blocking duties.
Yeah.
That's the doorkeeper guy. I promise you it is.
There's a homunculus.
Yeah, it's
There's
doorkeeper.
There's a guy on MOTL that apparently wants the original art for that.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, he posted something about how he saved up for like months and like he has like $1,000 and then he contacted the artist and like apparently someone contacted the artist right before he did to buy it. It's like
Oh, first world problems. I can't get the original Magic card art that I wanted. I'm sure you can. I'm sure the guy that bought it would be more than willing to part with it for even more money.
Yeah, I think he's trying to ask the artist to forward his information to the guy.
I don't know if there's a Magic card that I would be willing to. There's a price at which I would buy tons of it, but like for that money, I don't know if there's anything that I'm so moved by artistically that I would be like.
There's a couple of things I might pay like $500 for if the size was decent.
Well, that's another thing people forget is like a lot of these original artworks are like basically like smaller than 8x10.
Yeah, that's a problem. Like,
so you get an awesome piece of artwork, but it's hard to like display it and like get.
Piece of computer paper, you know.
Yeah, it would have to be a pretty big for me to actually buy the original art.
We have another.
What is this?
I don't know. Our Swedish
stroke your beard like it's a
someone posting a funny link, so just follow that in there.
One card. Oh god.
It's on Etsy. It's very fun.
Etsy is so awesome.
I want to stroke my beard. My beard is like I don't know, it's a little frizzy today. Not having a great beard day, guys. It's tough.
First world problems.
I know, right? Looks like someone has also kicked our camera, so we're slightly off angle here.
Oh, what?
Might go out and fix that in a minute, but
on the plus side, you can still see everything.
yeah, it's fine.
Except I guess it's still hard to see that.
It'll do. So we do move to Game 3 here between David playing Orzhov with a blue splash for what I think is totally lost this guy and the mind control against Jonathan Wright. Nothing but the best cards in the set pool, which is Orzhov splashing red. He's got a Symbol of the Legion and Aurelia and Merciless Eviction.
Oh wow, that is true. I did not I realized every time he played one of those that he had those.
Mm-hmm. But you didn't realize they were all coming out of the same
All
sealed
together.
pool.
Yes.
Not all together. They all came out of 5 packs of Magic cards, or 6, I guess. So he plays the 2/2. What is that? Pet? Something pet? It's the
Kingpin's pet.
Kingpin's pet.
It is
a
2/2 flying extort.
Yeah, that guy's really good.
Yeah, he's really good. He's won the games.
Mm-hmm. He has lost me games. But I mean, I've lost games to him.
It's true.
Yeah.
It is one of the things that it's one of the toughest things facing our nation today is bad beard days.
Absolutely.
How are we expected to regrow this economy when we don't feel confident in our beard's appearance? There it is. I'm going to steal that thing. Now, we've seen how David has been playing this game. Last game he played very aggressively, and it ended up working out for him.
Yes.
That seems like a very aggressive mind control on that 2/2 guy.
Yeah, it is not something that you would do unless you
especially
were
when
confident about it.
Especially when your opponent so far has shown you Fire Main Avenger and Aurelia.
Oh.
And that is Ghastly Spectacle, right?
Yeah, the forecasting cost.
Grizzly Spectacle.
Grizzly Spectacle, the one I talked about as being like the art that your mom, you do not want your mom, if you're 14 years old and you just came back from a Gatecrash Prerelease, do not let your mom see the art for Ghastly Spectacle, or you will not be playing Magic tomorrow.
Mm.
Or you probably still will be, but you have to do it like sneakily at your friend's house.
Yeah.
And then be like, what were you guys doing? We were just playing Xbox. We were just studying math.
Magic is suddenly worth an Xbox.
Well, if you have a picture like that on it, maybe. I don't know. So we see the Boros Reckoner come down for David, or as I like to call it, Spite Mare 2.0. 12 minutes remaining around, which means my clock is horrible.
Oh.
Well, I always forget to start it. It's just a miracle of modern science that I started it this round. So there we see the, I don't know what it's called, but it's a Guild Mage, Orzhov Guild Mage, to go along with Extort Bat and Regenerate Troll. What do you think about this looter guy?
The 0/3, draw a card and you exile something on below it. I think it's, well at least in limited, it's gotta be great.
You can, I mean, looting is always good. Like, who didn't play Merfolk Looter? But the fact that you can pay and actually get the card back is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, obviously you're exiling stuff that you're not gonna use, at least anytime soon.
Right.
So if you're just low on land or something, or if you got tons of lands, you just get rid of the lands, get other stuff. If you're low on lands, you get rid of high casting cost spells, you get lands, and you get the stuff back.
Not only that, but if you have a bunch of a handful of good stuff, you don't want to throw one away because you got to discard it.
Yeah.
Exile, I guess.
It's like I guess there is like a narrow spot where, like, if you're worried about them like mind rotting you or something, some effect like that, we're gonna hide it. It's like in response to Thoughtseize Brainstorm.
True.
Except 1,000 times not as strong or relevant. I'm gonna start playing this in my Legacy Show and Tell deck just so I can be like, oh, don't Thoughtseize me, bro. And I'm gonna hide it with this the worst card ever. Uh-oh, we have a judge ruling.
Judge call.
It shouldn't have to be, here it shouldn't be a judge call, it should be JB call.
I can't find it.
Yeah, but he specifically told us to call him judge.
Oh, I know.
He just likes it.
No, it's not that. He just wants you to yell judge because he's trained to hear judge.
Yeah.
In fact, a lot of times he gets on us because, like, if we joke about, like, if you're just playing casually and you joke about, like, somebody does something wrong and you're like, judge, like, he'll be like, what? Because he's just trained to know that.
Yeah, actual judges are like real life judges are like that too.
I got in trouble for that once. He was like, please don't do that. I hate you. That's what he said to me. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I guess the question is, does he get to do 1 damage? The answer is no, because if he gave that he didn't give that thing first strike, right?
Wait, I'm confused right now. What's happening?
I guess he's wondering if, like, when you pay black mana to regenerate it, it taps it and removes it from combat, right?
Well,
no, it doesn't remove it from combat. But he's tapping it. It does tap it, but it only taps it when damage is dealt.
Yes.
Because you can put a regeneration shield on it, but it won't regenerate and tap until it's actually dealt lethal damage.
Right.
So the question is, does that thing still take 1 damage? And the answer is yes. So you still will get to ping something for 1. Which can then, in fact, be the thrall. So that all worked out correctly, right? Not sure. Probably not exactly what he wanted to happen, but. And then we see the sprite. I believe it's a 2-drop 1/2 that you can pump to make 2/1 and it flies, right? Yep. Which I don't think is very good. I think it's fine in Cypher deck.
Well, it's 2/1 evasion.
Look, Yin, I'm never wrong. Except for most of the time. Eviction or Thrall? Thrall. Going Hellbent or Extorting. Extort is basically created for, like, it's funny that they changed the rules about mistriggers or whatever, like, and then printed the most, not convoluted, but most, like, tedious ability ever, which is like, extort every turn. Like, how many games are going to be lost at a high level because somebody forgets, like, an extort trigger?
Yeah. And it's when the spell is cast, too, which
yes.
Makes it even worse. Because once it resolves, I've already casted it.
So, Jonathan is playing off the top of his deck. He's got a Treasury Thrall, which will help him get back some business, an Extort Bat, and a Orzhov Guildmage. Pentad Prism, cycling for David, tapping for, he's going to cast, what is that thing? Is that a Cypher spell?
I guess so.
What was it?
Well,
It's the draw card one, right? I don't like that card at all.
Draw a card Cypher?
Yeah. Because, like, it's not good by itself.
Honestly, I don't like Cypher to begin with.
I don't, because it's too dependent. Yeah. You have to have the nut. You have to have that nut rogue deck.
You have to have something that's hexproof.
Well,
is there a question in the chat about what that white card is doing? Not sure what they mean.
That white card doing? Well, that was a little while ago. I don't know what that was referring to.
Mm-hmm. But here's the thing about there's only one Cypher card that I like, and it's the one that's like tap target creature. Because you can tap a creature, then Cypher it to the guy that you're trying to blast through.
Yeah.
That's the only one I like, because it's effectively costed, it's good by itself. But you would never pay 4 mana, draw a card. Like, that's just not a card you would play. And the Cypher's too dependent.
Cypher as an ability is just not really doable.
Oh, the question. I guess there's a question in chat about what the judge call was about. It was the interaction between Boris Reckoner and the Thrall after it had regenerated, whether or not the damage actually went through, and the answer was yes, it does still deal damage. So he was able to do 1 direct damage to the Thrall because it doesn't. Don't you have to pay regenerate for every time it's dealt lethal damage?
Yes.
So that's what happens. He prevented the combat damage, but then got pinged.
Okay, for 4.
It's a fire hazard.
No one cares.
I'm a fire hazard.
Garrett's a fire
I know you are.
So end of turn loot with the whatever that guy is.
Do you like some prizes to get out?
On the stream, I can't. I would appreciate it, but I can't mail those.
Okay.
Because it would cost me a lot of money to mail them. Thank you though.
$5 million. $5 million.
It's all the $5 every time adds up actually, and I spend a lot of money on this.
I love one.
Just send every card out with a PWE.
Demir.
I would like to give them away, but I can't do it.
Go for it.
Go for it.
So we continue the little when I'm doing regular shooting thing.
All right, so David plays another Kingpin's Pet.
Yeah.
The 2/2 flying extort guy.
Oh, we're playing Magic?
Uh-huh. This was actually pretty close here.
Watching Magic.
Oh, this was just a hangout.
Yeah. No one in this room is playing.
Yeah,
So you give this guy flying. Come on, we do have to talk about the game, guys.
I'm trying to.
I was talking to Logan because he was talking about some pack. Demir Charm. Does Demir Charm have a?
He's Borzhov.
Does Demir Charm have a kill something ability?
Kill target creature
with two or less?
Yeah, 2 or less.
So he takes out the flyer, then he attacks in with the flying sprite. He has tons of removal in this deck. That one's on a delay. Or are you watching the chat?
I'm doing both.
He likes his face out.
I was just warning you. That one is on.
Yeah, I did this last
constantly high. So.
Oh, that's right.
fall into very often.
Yes, air makes me high.
That Boris Reckoner is so good because like, you can't attack into it. Like you can't favorably block it at any point because you're almost always going to get 2 for 1. Because Jonathan wants to attack with his treachery throw so bad, but he's just going to like. Well, actually, at this point, he might just take it and then pound in with the. Well, no, he can't do that.
What does he have to get back?
He has a bat. He has
Extort bat.
Extort
do
bat.
The full throw. The throw that everyone was talking about because of the judge call.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, the 2/2 extort guy's good.
Yeah. Kingpin's back. Silence.
You just missed turn.
I guess.
Ugh.
But the good thing about Jonathan's deck, every time I'm about to say Jonathan, you hear me go Jonathan because I almost call him Scotty every time. But the good thing about Jonathan's deck, as we know, is that at any point he can rip merciless eviction off the top and just like reset the board.
You can also pull Aurelia off the top.
Yeah, Aurelia is good too. So Aurelia is just a 3/3 base, right?
3/4.
3/4, but then she basically attacks for 6 because you get 2 attacks.
Right. And even if she gets like killed after she attacked the first time, you still get that second combat phase, which is still a big deal.
He doesn't have the mana to cast her, I don't think. He has a bunch of swamps.
He needs another red.
He needs 2 red, 2 white.
So you see the White Syndic, which is the 2/2 extort.
Yes.
And we see him draw a card off of his Cipher, which is stuck to the Sprite. And Extort Bat.
He's got all the creatures.
So he's got like...
He really needs a merciless eviction now.
If anyone likes a clogged board state, it's Orzhov.
Yeah.
Because they can just...
But you never have to attack anymore. He's got, what, 3 extort triggers now? 1, 2, 3? Yeah, he's got 3 extort
This is where
triggers.
the mechanic really starts to shine.
Eviction!
I played him last round. What?
You get a little box.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for the ends. I'm not helping everybody.
I don't know what just happened.
You got looped.
Well, there's his Aurelian
He's not
mana.
going to be able to figure out how to fold this.
Yeah, I can. I'm an engineer, shut up.
Yeah, I did fold one of those yesterday for Max, and it's it's not a very good design. They're also not cut correctly. We're talking about the free guild boxes that come with the participation.
Yeah.
Are they not?
Guild cupcakes on
Is this timer
midnight.
accurate? Is this timer accurate?
It is.
Okay.
And there's a symbol of the Legion, a symbol of the Legion, right?
Symbol legend of
Yeah, makes a muster counter, jump key.
Yep.
Which I think would win this game, but if it goes to time, like...
It's not enough turns.
Yes, no, that's what I mean, like...
Yeah. And extort trigger is just, when you're extorting for 3, a symbol's going to have like 8 or 9 counters before it
But at some point you're getting like 5 dudes a turn. Like at some point you have 50 dudes you can just attack in for the win.
Yeah. That's still going to take
But yeah, as the chat points out, every spell that David casts now is a lightning helix. Serving up an attack.
That's just awkward.
That is time.
Just caught time, so this is turn 0.
Yeah, and since I heard JB very explicitly say it just to these two guys, they are the last ones playing for this round.
Draws a card off the Cipher.
It's just weird.
I didn't even put this together.
I think I might be pointing out that there's no way for him to write.
That's how that
No,
works.
he's just spinning a dice.
He's just bored.
It's like,
Got some sweet die spinning
I
action.
see
Pretty good
what's
at
going
that.
on here.
There's no telling what spin spinning.
Mm-hmm.
Turn 1. We got a dice. We get a dude.
Mm-hmm.
We draw. Play by play.
Like Merciless Eviction isn't any good here either. It just, I mean,
Oh,
it
force control.
guarantees a draw.
If he had more time, the Merciless Eviction would win.
Merciless Eviction plus the Assemble is so good.
Yes, the spell that was encoded can trigger Extort because it's cast.
Yes, but it is cast.
Yeah, you cast a free copy. Can you also counter the Ciphered spell?
Yes.
Because it says cast, right? Anything that says cast, you can...
It's kind of like Storm. Just make copies of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's exactly like Storm in the sense that it just makes a copy.
Yeah.
But unlike Hive Mind, it doesn't put it directly on the stack.
And yet, somehow in Gatecrash Limited, we bring up Hive Mind.
I try to bring up Hive Mind I'm at the bank, I'm just like, I'd like to make a deposit. Also, how do you think your deck matches up against Hive Mind combo?
How do you think this established?
Then they call security on me, and I no longer bank there. So that's killing, what is that thing? The X killing spell.
Killing Glare?
Killing Glare.
Takes out Jonathan's Kingpin's pet.
Throw, right?
Yep.
That's the treasury throw.
Yeah.
I got it.
Oh, it's a treasury throw.
Yeah, it's a treasury throw, not the Kingpin's pet. The pet's on the other side.
Logan's back here fingering a box.
Finger bar.
Yikes. So this is turn 2, right? Because David's turn was 0, right?
Yeah.
That's
That is a box. Congratulations.
Master Box. Do I get to make my magic card now? I think that's what I should get for this accomplishment.
And the reason they're asking about that in the chat is because he can trigger Extort off that. So if he hadn't been missing that play, he could have had or Jonathan dead now, because he could have done 3 this turn and 3 last turn, and Jonathan's at 6.
Yeah.
It's probably still going to win, but...
And also, to be fair, for someone who hasn't played Magic in over a month, that is a very, intricate rules interaction that... it's not surprising to see someone miss that.
Should I open up the door and just yell at him?
No. There's no point. I mean, there's no point in correcting him. We're just playing for fun anyway. But
let's not trigger it yet.
I don't think the internet knows how to have fun. That's one of the problems. Is that
they're on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
None of these things are things he has to do. So.
Well, they're not things he has to do, but they're things that he would have
But
wanted to do.
I particularly like to assume that my opponent wants to win the game.
I mean, yeah.
Someone missed Battalion Trigger earlier on me.
They didn't announce it?
No, they just...
Because I did that to people.
He didn't announce it, and he just didn't do it at all. I'm just like...
I'm sure that's going to be a big rule shark thing. Like, as soon as you turn your guy sideways, if you don't announce your Battalion Trigger.
Yeah.
Well, David ends up getting there with an overwhelming board state and infinite...
Oh, Merciless Affliction.
Was it next?
Yeah.
I don't know if it was next, but he just
you didn't announce
turned it over.
Iron Pass priority.
Yeah.
Why have I moved to the block page then? Get out.
Yeah, apparently it was next.
Yeah. I would feel bad for Jonathan, but his deck is amazing, so... He opened 3 bombs, and you do what you do. So these guys were...
Is Jonathan 3-0?
I don't have my 4 pairings for you.
He's whatever 1. David is 3-1. Because he was
David's 3-1.
I thought Jonathan was 3-0 before this, because didn't he beat...
No, I said David.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
But didn't Jonathan beat Alec?
Warning.
Well, this is not. This is the last one.
I guess he got paid down.
I don't know. I thought I had standings for round 4, but I don't. So I'll come back to the broom closet.
We were both 3-0 at the time. So I think Jonathan might have been 3-0.
I don't have the pairings for 4.
Dude, he's only said that 3 times.
We've got round...
Well, no, because we don't have to...
We got 1 round left in the tournament. There is 5 rounds of Swiss. That was round 4. So we'll move on to round 5 shortly. Time was called. Obviously, that was the last match left.
Drown Yards and Jace in my deck.
In your limited deck?
Yes.
Just splash for Jace.
I'm pretty tired of losing.
Well, just play. Do you want to borrow my show and tell deck and jam that in there too?
You got Belcher on you?
I do have Belcher. The fun police are here, right? That's what
That's what I was called.
Someone accused you of that at the Star City event. So, for those of you who are joining us, who are dedicated fans, this is an interesting thing that we can point out. During that match, we set a lifetime stream record for viewership. We got up to 240 people.
And then they all saw my belly.
Well, the thing here to remember is number one, it's Gatecrash Limited. It's Gatecrash Prerelease, so people are excited to see the new cards. Number two, it's on a Sunday afternoon, so like people are like this time in Europe. It's also like evening, reasonable hour in the evening.
Yeah.
It's also like reasonable hour on a lazy Sunday. There's no football this weekend too. So and then we also not competing against Star City games. So for those of you who are joining us for the first time, definitely appreciate you checking us out.
Let's start round 5. That will be the last round.
Here it comes.
After this round, we will.
I like how he enunciates all his D's.
Pairings are up.
I'll wear some prizes to top people. That means I
Thanks,
need
Stevie.
You're welcome.
So this is our fifth and final round. So we've got Yen, you're playing at table 5 against Alec.
No!
I didn't know if you dropped.
Garrett, you're playing at table 10.
I'm paired up again?
Yes.
Table 5.
And then Logan, you're at table 9. Yes.
Yeah, I'm the only one with 12 points right now. So.
Oh, you're...
Yeah, I'll tell her no.
It's a tough life Ian lives where he's...
trying to get mine, really.
All right, guys. We'll be right back with round 5 coming up. But since I do have 200 and some people watching the stream, if you're enjoying what you're watching currently, definitely check us out on Friday. We do our weekly F&M stream. This week it's going to be nonstop Gatecrash booster drafts. We're going to watch somebody make their picks and then watch the 3 games of those pods and probably get 2 of those drafts in. And then also, if you want to help support the stream, there are buttons below the screen, or below the video window, I should say, to like our Facebook page, follow me on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, make sure you follow our Twitch channel. You click the follow button above and to the left of the video screen. So stick with us there. If you could help us out with those things, it would help us a lot, and we'd appreciate it. I'm going to step outside, find you another feature match, and we'll be right back. Hey, again. Yeah.